Coach, at the end of the fourth quarter, obviously Angel and Nas had an opportunity to hit potential game-winning baskets. When Angel missed, obviously Ryan and Alicia were kind of there to console her. What was your message to Angel after she missed that shot?
I mean, we didn't run there was supposed to be one screen in there, and we kind of forgot the screen. But then Ryan, took the shot, and we told.
Picture the deafening crash of a metal locker room door being literally kicked off its hinges. Picture the absolute, chilling silence of a professional basketball team sitting in total disbelief as their head coach completely loses control, screaming at the top of his lungs. He is not simply handing out a fine. He is not merely issuing a stern warning. He is standing face-to-face with his supposed star player, ripping her entire legacy to absolute pieces and officially throwing her out of the league forever. What happened behind closed doors was not just another post-game argument, it was a career execution. After missing the most embarrassing, humiliating, wide-open layup in the history of women's basketball, Angel Reese supposedly faced the ultimate karma. The coach held absolutely nothing back. He blamed her for completely destroying the team's television ratings, called out her massive ego, and delivered a final verdict that sent absolute shockwaves throughout the entire sports world. And the craziest part of this entire tragedy? While Angel Reese was supposedly losing her job and watching her career burn to ashes, her ultimate rival, Caitlin Clark, had just delivered the most flawless, picture-perfect performance of her entire life. If you want the raw, unfiltered locker room secrets that the mainstream sports media is supposedly terrified to broadcast, hit that subscribe button right now. Smash the like button to expose the truth and brace yourself, because we are taking you directly inside the most explosive coaching meltdown in basketball history. To truly understand the sheer magnitude of this locker room massacre, we have to examine the horrifying contrast of what actually happened on the hardwood. This was supposed to be a showcase game. The television networks had been hyping this matchup for weeks. Millions of viewers tuned in to witness a clash of the titans. Music, but instead, what they got was a brutal, completely one-sided reality check.
She can get to the rim. They're just not prepared for it. She does it pretty effortlessly, and she finishes at a high clip as well. I've said it. I've been beating the drum. Caitlin Clark this season has showed that she is an elite three-level scorer. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, before we get to the highlights, let's take a look at the box score. 95-91. Indiana Fever went into halftime down 4. Third quarter picks up a little bit. The fourth quarter, the Atlanta Dream, I don't want to use the word choke, but they choked bad. They choked bad. Alicia Gray went on an absolute rampage in the third quarter. But the Atlanta Dream scored only 9 points. And usually we're the team that only scores single digits in a quarter. Watching the Atlanta Dream crumble in the fourth quarter reminded me of a couple of those playoff games last year where as soon as they got a little bit of pressure, as soon as things got close, as soon as things got tight,
On one end of the floor, Caitlin Clark was performing at an almost godlike level. She wasn't simply playing well, she was delivering a masterclass in basketball perfection. Clark was knocking down deep, contested three-pointers from near the stadium logo, while threading the needle with no-look passes that left defenders stumbling over their own feet. Every time the ball left her fingertips, the arena erupted. She was smiling, making it look effortless, and completely controlling the floor like a seasoned veteran dominating a high school scrimmage. Clark was putting up MVP-level numbers, looking absolutely unstoppable and giving the fans exactly what they had paid to see. But on the opposite end of the court, Angel Reese was living through a complete nightmare. From the opening tip-off, her game seemed to be falling apart. She was forcing difficult shots, arguing with the referees after nearly every whistle, and getting completely overwhelmed in the paint. The frustration was visibly boiling over. The crowd could see it, the commentators could see it, and, most importantly, her coaching staff could see it. Yet, despite her disastrous performance, the basketball gods appeared to give Angel Reese one final golden opportunity to redeem herself. With the clock winding down to the final agonizing seconds, the game was hanging in the balance. A broken play sent the ball directly into Angel Reese's hands. She was standing only inches from the basket. There was no defender anywhere in sight. Music, Caitlin Clark was completely on the opposite side of the court. All Reese had to do was rise up and gently lay the basketball off the glass to secure the victory and rescue her reputation. It was a shot that a middle school player could make with their eyes closed. She jumped, released the ball, and completely, utterly bricked it. The ball slammed violently against the underside of the rim and bounced away as the final buzzer echoed throughout the stunned arena. She didn't simply miss a shot, she choked away the entire game in front of a record-breaking national television audience. The arena fell dead silent for a brief moment before erupting into a chorus of brutal, mocking laughter. The cameras instantly turned toward Caitlin Clark, who was walking off the court with a massive smirk, having just secured the victory and further cemented her status as the undisputed queen of the league. But the real drama, the absolute nightmare scenario, hadn't even begun yet.
Then she's able to finish some of them, and then Atlanta goes on a run. The person I want to give credit for is while Atlanta was struggling, Alicia Gray was holding it.
That is amazing. Just absolutely amazing. They're rambling on about Angel Reese because they agreed late last week. Hey, this whole weekend's about Angel Reese. We got this story we're going to put out on ESPN.com championing her as the greatest rebounder since Dennis Rodman. And then they tell the three stooges of the WNBA, hey, look, we don't care what goes on during the game. We have agreed this weekend we're celebrating Angel Reese come hell or high water. We don't care what Kelsey Mitchell does. We don't care what Caitlin Clark does. We don't care what Alicia Gray does or Ryan Howard or anybody. This is about Angel Reese. We're celebrating her. This was all staged. And then you look up at that graphic and it says 3 of 10, while the mouths are saying catalyst. That is not analysis. That is a protection racket. When the player says she's playing like SHIT and the network says superstar, somebody's lying. And it isn't the shooting percentage. Late regulation, game's tied, Howard misses the go-ahead 3, Reese is already there, board, body, rim, right in front of her, game on her fingertip, daylight. She missed it again. Watch, we've already seen it, yeah. Watch, not the cartoon whiff from the first quarter, different sin. This one carried the win in its pocket. She tried to clean it up.
Angel Reese lowered her head and slowly walked toward the tunnel. The atmosphere instantly shifted from embarrassment to pure dread. The Atlanta coach was already storming toward the locker room, his face completely pale with raw, unfiltered fury. Witnesses in the tunnel reportedly said the coach didn't even wait for the entire roster to take their seats before the explosion began. The moment Angel Reese stepped through those doors, all absolute hell broke loose. "You are a complete fraud," the coach allegedly screamed, his voice echoing violently through the concrete hallway. This wasn't constructive criticism. This was a man who had reached his absolute breaking point. For months, the front office had reportedly protected Reese. They had tolerated the off-court drama, the constant social media complaints, and what they viewed as sheer arrogance. But missing a completely uncontested, game-winning layup on national television was supposedly the final nail in the coffin. The coach completely tore into her, and he attacked her where it hurt the most, the business side of the sport. "You didn't just lose us a basketball game tonight. You destroyed our entire organization," he roared, pacing frantically in front of the terrified roster. The coach pulled absolutely no punches, directly blaming Angel Reese for the team's declining television ratings. He screamed that her toxic attitude and inability to back up her trash talk on the court had turned the franchise into a national laughingstock. Music, fans were supposedly turning off their televisions in disgust. Sponsors were getting nervous. The team was bleeding credibility, and the coach pinned every ounce of that failure directly on Reese's shoulders. "Look at Caitlin Clark," the coach reportedly shouted, pointing directly at Reese. "She's out there breaking records, bringing in millions of fans, and playing the game the right way. And you? You can't even make an open layup when the entire season is on the line." The locker room was completely paralyzed. No one dared to breathe. Veteran players stared at the floor, absolutely terrified by the volcanic rage pouring out of their head coach. Angel Reese attempted to open her mouth, perhaps to offer an explanation about the lighting, the grip on the ball, or a phantom foul the referees had missed. But the coach immediately shut her down with one final, devastating blow, one that, according to the story, would echo through basketball history forever.
We remember that. And guess what? Angel Reese couldn't even make a damn layup to win the game. And I'm telling you right now, this is hella funny. Oh my God, this is super funny. This is more funnier than the video of the guy pretending to be Angel Reese. I mean, she literally hit the floor, put her hands over her head. Sorry, guys. Hit the floor, put her hands over her head like, oh my God, I messed up. Yeah, you messed up real bad, Angel. Real bad. But let's pull up the meme right now and let me show y'all this. So DraftKings was the one who reposted this. They said Caitlin Clark laughing at Angel Reese, bruh, after the Angel Reese missed layup to win by a buzzer beater. The rivalry is definitely still alive, bruh. And I'm here to tell you, this is the face of defeat. I'm telling you right now, Angel Reese is defeated. And one thing I always tell you guys, y'all should know this. The internet will give it, and the internet will damn sure take it away. Y'all ever heard the saying, at this moment you knew you messed up? This is the look Angel Reese had on her face. At this exact moment, she knew she's gonna be the laughing stock of the basketball world for the next 48 hours. That's exactly what happened. And it was so bad, Angel Reese did not speak to reporters after the damn game.
Please take me through that fourth and overtime. They outscored 31-19. What changed in that at the end of the game?
Wait, can you repeat that?
At the end of the game, they outscored you 31-19 in the fourth and overtime. What was the difference in the game, you believe, at that point?
I feel like we fought hard. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like we just came up short tonight.
This question is for either of you all. When you face a team like this, obviously 4 times, you could potentially see them again in the playoffs. I guess what would you say you can kind of take away from a loss like this?
That we're right there. And I know tonight didn't go the way that we wanted to, but we had some plays down and we showed some fight. And I think although we didn't get the win, I think there's some promise that we know that we can beat a team like that if we have a full team together, but even with the team we had tonight.
He didn't simply bench her, he ended her career. Pack your bags right now. Clean out your locker. The coach demanded music, his voice dropping into a cold, terrifying whisper. You are finished. You are never wearing this jersey again. As long as I am the head coach of this franchise, you are completely banned from this facility. The words hung in the air like a death sentence. The coach had supposedly fired his star player on the spot. The decision was immediate, final, and completely irreversible. He reportedly confirmed to the entire roster that Angel Reese was out for good. Her ego had written checks that her actual basketball skills could no longer cash, and the bank had officially foreclosed on her career. As reports of this shocking locker room massacre began leaking to the press, the entire WNBA landscape was supposedly thrown into chaos. Caitlin Clark was ascending toward legendary status, having delivered a flawless performance while seemingly crushing the mental confidence of her biggest rival without saying a single word. Meanwhile, Angel Reese was allegedly jobless, exiled by her own coach, and carrying the lasting stain of the most embarrassing missed layup in the history of the sport. The contrast was staggering. One player focused on greatness, while the other was consumed by drama. And tonight, basketball supposedly delivered its final, brutal judgment. Now I need to hear from you guys in the comments section. Did the coach go way too far by supposedly banning Angel Reese from the team forever, or did she deserve to be fired after allegedly damaging the team's ratings and missing that embarrassing game-winning layup? And what does this mean for Caitlin Clark now that her biggest rival has supposedly been erased from the league? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, because this conversation is absolutely exploding. Make sure you smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you never miss a single update on this massive controversy. Obliterate the like button if you believe Caitlin Clark is the undisputed GOAT, and I'll see you guys in the next video.